Hello everyone, sports fans. This is Calvinx Bakery TV here. So, it is time for my predictions for the 2023 World Series between the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks in this year's World Series. And, well, if you were to tell me at the beginning of the season, back in March, that these were the teams that were going to be playing in the World Series this year, I would have been extremely surprised and would have not have really believed that. But both these teams making basically Cinderella runs to this point, and yeah, now the Rangers isn't a total surprise, but for the Arizona Diamondbacks, a big surprise, uh, and they swept the Dodgers in the division series. First, they beat the Milwaukee Brewers in the wild card series, and then they swept the Dodgers, and then won in 7 games against the Phillies in the NLCS, including coming down from being down 2-0 and 3-2. So, and then the Texas Rangers, who had 90 wins on the season, they came up just short of winning the AL West. The Houston Astros won it, and Rangers, who swept the Tampa Bay Rays in the wild card, then swept the Orioles in the division series, and then beat the Astros in 7 games in a thrilling ALCS in which the road team won every game in that series, which seems very unusual. That was actually just the second time in playoff history that a road team had won every single game. So, and the Rangers upset the Astros, which was pretty happy. It was honestly thought that the Astros were going to go back to the World Series, and it was looking like we were going to have a rematch of last year's World Series between the Astros and Phillies. But that was not the case. They both blew a 3-2 series lead. So pretty crazy, and they both lost. The Astros and Phillies both lost at home. So pretty crazy. And yeah, so it's just been about the underdog teams really this postseason. The Diamondbacks, who had only 84 wins, and they were like the last team to make it into the playoffs. They clinched on like the final day of the season, so they just like barely sneaked in. And the Rangers, kind of the same for them too. They just barely got in. There was a time actually late in the season where they were out of the playoff picture. Now here they are in the World Series, and Rangers have never won a World Series. It's trying to win their first ever, and the Diamondbacks, who won their first and only other World Series in 2001 against the Yankees that year. The Rangers, they nearly won the World Series in 2011 if it was not for the St. Louis Cardinals, my team, coming back and beating them in a amazing Game 6. And yeah, the Rangers were a strike away from winning that game and winning the series. If it was not for our amazing, shocking comeback. So, and Texas Rangers, led by manager Bruce Bochy, is now taking his third different team to the World Series. He's won 3, all with the San Francisco Giants, when they won 3 World Series in 5 years. So Bochy, for sure Hall of Famer, and the Diamondbacks, a very young team, led by likely Rookie of the Year winner Corbin Carroll, and the MVP of the NLCS Ketel Marte, who's on a 16-game playoff hitting streak, has hit in every single game this postseason. And yeah, so he's been on a tear, and so it should be a very interesting World Series. Yeah, just a pretty unique matchup all around. Uh, just definitely was not expecting these two teams to make it. Uh, but yeah, so two teams that were uh, the lower seeds, uh, and now they are playing each other for the championship. So, and my pick of who I think will win the 2023 World Series, I'm picking the Texas Rangers to win in 6 games over the Diamondbacks. And I think the MVP of the World Series, I'm gonna give it to shortstop Corey Seager, who had a monster, an amazing regular season. If it was not for injuries, uh, he may be the MVP. Still possibly could win MVP, but I feel like Shohei Ohtani is the more likely choice. But Seager hit 327 in the regular season. Uh, OPS was over 1,000, and this was despite only in 119 games. So if it was like a full 160 games, you know, numbers could have been way higher. But yeah, so I'm picking Corey Seager to win the MVP of the World Series and helping lead the Rangers to their first ever World Series title. So Adolis Garcia, their outfielder, was the MVP of the ALCS. He had a monster series there. So, but I'm picking Seager to be the MVP of the World Series. So, let me know what you guys think and who you have winning the World Series. It's been a heck of a season this year. So, and yeah, so let me know what you guys think. So, thank you much for watching and stay tuned for more videos.